welcome to season 2 of Landon Live. Today we have on comedian, magician, and ventriloquist Andy Gross. Andy, how are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Thanks for being here. We're excited to have you. Go ahead and tell us how you got into the entertainment industry. What did it start off? Ventriloquism, magic? Was it comedy? How'd you get into it?
It started with racquetball. I know this
Really?
sounds. I'm gonna take you back early.
Okay.
Early days, and then I'll, we have enough time here, like 8 hours. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, and what happened was when I was about 8 years old, I got into racquetball. You're probably young enough you don't even remember racquetball, but racquetball.
I'm not familiar with it. No.
You're not familiar with it?
No.
Okay, see, aging me. So racquetball during the late 70s, which is a long time ago, I know. Early 80s was the fastest growing sport in the country. It was a huge sport. I mean, people were playing it everywhere. And I got into this as a junior. So it was like, like being a gymnast or something. I was traveling all around the country as a young junior national champion playing racquetball. And that looked like it was going to be my future, racquetball, because there was a lot of money in it. There were big sponsors, endorsements. It was a great sport.
At the same time, a teenager doing this, or how old were you in high school doing racquetball? Or
I was 9 years old when I started, but when I became 15, I got on the professional racquetball tour, and it was professional racquetball, which is ridiculous because people are always like, "What? I never heard of it." It's like professional dodgeball, like Ben Stiller should be in the movie. So, but there really was, and it was really good. I mean, we made a lot of money. We played a lot of tournaments. We had a lot of endorsements. Everything was great. But at the same time, backing up a little bit, when I was about 9, I saw the movie Magic with Anthony Hopkins, and that just changed everything for me. I remember walking out of there and asking my parents, "How does he do it? How does he do it? How does he do it?" And it was amazing. My dad actually knew. He said, "I don't know. They substitute letters or something." And to this day, I wonder how he actually knew that, because it was pretty. How would he know that? But he said, "Go to the library and get some books." And then it was Dick Weston came to St. Louis, Missouri. And my mom called every hotel in the area until she found him. And he got on the phone with me. And I'll never forget sitting in our little laundry room talking to him. He was very nice, really sweet. And he gave me Mayor Clinton Detweiler's number over at Mayor. And I ordered that course.
Mayor Ventriloquist Studios.
Yeah. With Clinton Detweiler. I called him up, and Clinton said, "How you doing, Andy? You're doing excellent." He was great. And I bought the course, bought my first dummy from there. And then, it was a hobby. And then I had another friend that did some magic. So all this was a hobby for me because racquetball was like the thing. That was our big deal. And then, so I moved to California for sports, got out here. Everything was great, doing well. And then when I was about 24, 25, racquetball completely died. I mean, I went from making great money to barely getting free shoes. And it was a real shock. I mean, I didn't go to school because I was doing so well with sports at such a young age. I figured this was it.
Right.
And I didn't know what to do. I go, "Geez, what am I going to do now?" Here I am in California. I go, "You know what? I've always loved magic, always loved ventriloquism. I'll go do some open mic nights." Went and did them. And the guy said, "Really good, but make it a little funnier and come back." So I wrote a little comedy the best I could, went back, did it again. And then I never looked back. I mean, these guys would say, "Come back next week, come back the following week." And I started opening, hosting, MC, then became the middle act. Then I did some cruise ships and corporate events, and I've never had a real job.
Wow. So wait, so when you started doing these open mics, did you start as a magician or ventriloquist, or was it like a combination of everything going into it?
It was a combination.
Wow.
And I don't know how many other, I'm sure there's a lot of other ventriloquist magicians out there. I know John Peasy does it great and real successful with it. But it always confuses people. It's amazing to me when I go in and I say I do magic and ventriloquism. Like, "Wait, are you a magician or are you a ventriloquist?" Yeah. And they get so confused. I say, "Well, I'm a comedian, magician, and ventriloquist." And it almost upsets some people. I mean, they don't know how to. They don't know how to handle it.
You need one label so we can just.
They want just one thing. It overloads them, and they don't like it.
That's crazy. It always fascinated me how well ventriloquism and magic went together, though. Was that easy for you to create your act and merge the two? I mean, do you have the puppets do the magic, or is it just where you'll do a trick and then pull out the character? How do you?
No, I do them. I used to. I had some crazy ideas in the beginning. I had this old dummy, a Mayor dummy. It was an old man dummy, very early on, and I said how he worked. He used to work during Houdini's day, and we had the jokes. And he would actually had a little tiny straitjacket made for him, and I would put the dummy in a straitjacket, and then I would hang him upside down, which I thought was great. I thought it was pretty good, but it was a little cheesy now that I look back at it. But I had him upside down. I had a box below that had like a little machine that would shoot sawdust out when I put this piece of wood in there. Like I said, termites are in there. So if he falls in the box, the termites eats him, and he only has so long to get out. And then I'd hold a curtain in front of him, and you see the rope moving and the thing moving, and it was the old seance cloth, if you're familiar with that.
Right.
And I would get him out of the straitjacket, and then and he'd do a costume change too. I'd also rip off this costume, and he'd have like this bright star-studded thing on when he came back, and it was kind of a fun little routine. And then he would do a couple mind reading bits, but I gave up on that. Now it's just I do the magic, and then I'll jump over to some ventriloquism and then back to some magic. So
that's fantastic. What was that like taking that from? I mean, what were you in, like an hour or like half an hour when you're doing these clubs?
When I started doing comedy clubs,
mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, the open mics, it would give you like 3 to 5 minutes. So it's pretty hard. It seems like when you're starting off, it seems like 3 to 5 minutes is like 4 hours. Mm-hmm. But really 3 to 5 minutes, you can't even get going. It's really hard to establish any rapport and get anything going in 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Sure.
Ask my wife. She'll tell you.
How do you go from like what you said, we're getting that bit where it's polished, maybe 5 minutes, and then kind of growing from there and headlining these comedy clubs to having something where it's enough content and enough of a production to put on a cruise ship. It seems like quite a jump. Did it feel like that too?
Yeah, I didn't do it overnight. This was not overnight. I mean, this was years. I mean, it would probably, I would say from the time I started open mics to really even middling, being the featured act at a comedy club, I would say it was probably 5 years or 6 years. I mean, it was a pretty long time.
Yeah.
It did take me a while to build. I mean, it seems easy now when you look back, you go, oh, that's so simple. But I mean, every new bit takes a long time, and especially to work out the little kinks and to make it really flow. That's the hardest part. Yeah, it took some time.
Well, that's fantastic.
For me was stage time. I mean, I would get on any stage anywhere I could, and I would just perform. And I remember early on when I first moved out here, Willie Tyler in Leicester, he used to be at the clubs all the time. And I worked with him quite a bit. And I was doing more magic right then because I saw Willie was on there. So I do more of the magic. And what amazed me about him was we would do these clubs like on a Sunday night in LA, a comedy club. And he'd get out there, and Landon, there would be maybe 4 people in the audience. And I'm like, oh, I hate this, But Willie would perform like there were 4,000. He would just do his same act, great. And I asked him one time, he said, what's the difference? What's the difference is 4,000? I'll just do my act. And it was pretty neat. So why would I change?
He's fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
That's crazy. I got to see him and meet him for the first time at the Ventriloquist Convention this year. And he performed, and it was just so neat to see him perform because I've seen clips and stuff, and he's like a legend of the art. But
he's a sweet guy, one of the sweetest guys out there.
Yeah.
So nice. Yeah.
So nice. I mean, just for anyone wanting to say hi or talk to him about the art, you're just such a nice and open guy. Wow, that's fantastic.
He was great. I remember running into him, and we would do, and then early on, I would do some of these commercials, like commercial auditions, and Willie would be there. I would see Willie there, and he was always so nice. I mean, it was great.
Did you do those auditions as a ventriloquist, or just
it's kind of funny. We would show up, and during the time, it would be like Dennis Allwood.
Okay.
Dennis. Joe Leader would be there.
Yeah.
Willie would be there. And I mean, like 4 or 5 other pretty well-known vents would just be. Jay Johnson occasionally would be there. We'd run into him sometime, and it's pretty neat.
Wow.
Run into these guys. And Brad Cummings, I remember Brad Cummings beat me out on a Long John Silver's commercial. And the thing ran forever too. Damn it.
Yeah, we've got to have Brad on. He's in Canada, isn't he?
I have lost track of him. I'm not
there. Yeah.
Yeah, very talented guy too. But I mean, I'll never forget that. I remember we both had callbacks for the Long John Silver's commercial, and it was I remember the line, "Give me another shrimp for my tummy, dummy." That was it. The puppet said that. "Give me another shrimp for my tummy, dummy." And he got it. And that thing, it haunted me because I would see it play like every 2 minutes, And that's when there was no internet. So you had to watch it. Like, here he is again.
You had to watch the ads, right?
Every channel. I was turning the channel. Like, there he is again. There he is.
Wow. Well, just talking with you can see that you've got such a neat collection of these vent figures and posters and everything. When did your collection start? And I mean, do you have a favorite figure maker? Do you have, you've acquired some different pieces over the years?
Well, I love, like most, of us that collect these things, Frank Marshall for sure.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
One or two, and then I was lucky enough to get quite a few years ago a McElroy, an original McElroy, and that to me is like, that's the holy grail for everybody. I think there aren't many of those out there. So, and I don't take them out that often, but I have them, so I figured maybe we'll take them out a little bit if you want to see.
Sure, yeah. Take them out now if you have them. We'd love to see them.
Yeah, let's see.
I've seen him in some of your social media content, and he's great.
Yeah, I could just. I should have crashed a glass or something. So I dropped them. Don't want to do that. No, I don't take them out that often, believe it or not.
Yeah, I can't imagine what the case looks like to house that thing.
Well,
I'm sure it's padded up to the brim.
Yeah, I do. Let me see. Hang on a second. The amazing thing is that some people still perform. Like David Pendleton performs with his.
Yeah, Mac. Yep.
Amazing. Yeah. Hello, what's going on here? My end now. Here we go.
Fantastic.
Dun-dun-dun.
So what's the story behind this guy?
Well,
I mean, do you know?
Yeah. He's got his little socks on his hands. He was owned by Colonel, I think it was Henry or Harry Tunk.
Okay.
Henry or Harry Tunk, I think it was.
Yeah.
And he was in the military, in the Navy, and toured with him. And I got lucky enough to get him. Dennis Allwood kind of helped broker the deal, but it was the widow that had him. And I ended up getting him through her. But this is many, I mean, this is, I don't know, 15, 16, no more, 20 years ago already, I guess, that I got him. So I was really lucky to get him,
Yeah.
I was in the right place at the right time. And it was timing. And I remember when I first saw him, I was like, they said how much he was. And I said, I don't know. And him and Hobb, and then I go, they're not making any more. And, I want this. I want this thing. So I went for it. I'm glad I did, because apparently, I mean, the last one that sold at some auction that had been completely redone went for an astronomical amount of money. So
really, wow,
that's what I heard. So who knows?
But is that original paint? Or did you have to have him repainted?
No, this guy is completely original.
Wow, he looks great. The condition, I mean, just from what we can tell on the camera here, looks beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, most people that have seen him said that he's probably one of the nicest, ones that they've ever seen that have original like this. Let me do this. The only thing he has is he's got, from the cradle. I don't know those cradles he used to have.
Yeah, the cradle to get the.
Yeah, so he had a little bit of that on the neck, but other than that, he is near mint. I mean, he really is. But the paint's ridiculous. Yeah,
it just plays so well on camera and on stage and everything. So you don't actually, because I've seen you do some social media stuff with him, but you don't perform with him on stage. He's a collector.
I've never performed with him on stage. I'd be so scared to perform with him on stage. He could use a little oil like there. His eyes get a little occasionally stuck there a little bit, but they go. I don't want to mess with him. I like him all original. I don't want to do anything to him. I would never.
Right.
Show him. Let's see. Pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, there's one little. My favorite one is this one, but it does get a little stucky here. There it goes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with Johnny Gone. He makes a lot of the magic illusions here in Los Angeles. Made a lot of all the big guys, and he's got one. He has a McElroy too. There was Del O'Dell's McElroy. He has it, and I brought this one over that we took some pictures one day. And that little thing where it sticks. He's a master at automaton. I think he helped Jeff Dunham with some of his repairs on his.
Oh, I'm sure.
The McElroy umpire. I think he helped him rebuild.
Yeah, Dunham's got that. Yeah.
I think John Gone helped him fix it or did a few things for him. So I remember it's pretty amazing. I went over there and Johnny said, it's just that one little piece right there. It just kind of wore away. If you want me to put it in, I don't need to. So that's the only thing that sticks a little bit is his tongue. And it's only because of the rubber piece rotted away there, but pretty easy.
Wow.
Yeah, but he's fun. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, sure. How tall is the umpire? Is he like 6 or 7 feet? I mean, he looks huge in photos.
Who, this guy?
The umpire. Have you ever seen it?
Oh, I've never seen him in person. No, but he does look huge. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy in there?
It makes you wonder what they started with inside that head. It's just like,
right.
I look at it and I mean, I build soft puppets, but you know, even just from like a basic figure builder standpoint, looking at that is just,
It is wild. I mean, when you
it's
think
beautifully insane. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
And I know that what is it? I think it's Greg Clausen, right? That does the replicas of these. His look
Yeah.
amazing too. I mean,
His
pretty
stuff is
wild.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So,
Well, that's fantastic.
good. This is good. Is it good? It's good.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
He's beautiful.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, I was very, very lucky. I'm gonna put him over here.
Yeah, yeah.
Stay for a minute. He was I'm you know, what can you say when you get something like that? I was just so lucky to get him.
Of course.
And I could have easily missed him, because who knows, somebody could have grabbed him up, but I got lucky.
Yeah, it's interesting. Have you heard Pendleton's story?
Incredible. I mean,
Isn't that crazy?
Right? And somebody came up to him and had and started telling him the movements, right?
Yeah, yeah. After a show, I think it was the lady's grandpa or something that had it, and she was just talking about this crazy ventriloquist figure, and he did a double take when she was talking about it, and then they met up, and
he came over here one day and looked at mine, and he was telling me that story. He said, the lady said the tongue sticks out and the ears move, and I was like, no way, no, I got to see it. And then, can you imagine?
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy. I mean,
gosh,
really crazy.
Wow. Well, that's so neat. So, what's your favorite show memory? I mean, you've been doing this this has been your career.
God, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
When you say that, all the crazy bad things that have happened stand out. Like one time, I don't know why. It's like it's like when you have a great show and you look on the left and one person is not laughing, one person just sitting like this, and I'm fixated on that one person the entire time. I'm like, why are they not laughing?
Yeah,
even though everybody else is. It's almost like, so when you said that, all I'm thinking about are the bad memories.
Sure.
For some reason, that when I was just thinking about when I first started, and I had the old man dummy that used to get out of the straitjacket. We used to do a card trick too, and I would put him on a stand, and he would sit there, and I covered him up with a sheet so he couldn't see, and we were going to do this mind reading act. And one time he just fell right off the thing onto the ground, and didn't break, but it actually turned out to be like the funniest part of the act because people really did it or not. And I recovered pretty good. It was early on, I just had him ad lib or whatever. And
sure.
But I kept that in the best I could. But I figured, how do I drop him off the stand every night? This thing, can't keep dropping him on his head every night. It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Every night, every time I do a show, it's almost, how it is. They're all different.
Mm-hmm. They're all different. Yeah.
It really stands out. No, I mean, it's a good one. Maybe I'll think of something in a minute here, but nothing right now.
Yeah. Do you enjoy magic or ventriloquism one more over the other? Or is it kind of how the crowd reacts to it?
I'm going to say I like the ventriloquism more. I really,
wow.
I like it all, but I will say this though too. For some reason, my act is probably more like 80% of the magic. I don't know why, but it is. Even though I like the ventriloquism more, I think that there's never really been a great character that I really, really fell in love with on stage. I really haven't. I mean, I started off with a little voice throwing stuff. And then I do the mask bit sometimes with people. And then I've got a couple puppets that I bring out. But for the most part, I'd say it's probably 75, 80% magic.
Wow.
Even though I'm always trying to come up, it's just, I don't know, over the years, I've never really fell in love with one character that I've had. It's like, everybody has their character.
Mm-hmm.
So,
sure.
It's
a hard thing to find that, to get that.
It's easy, right? You see these great characters like Dunham has, and you go, wow, that's no big deal, but it's hard.
It is, yeah. And then to make sure that it doesn't just work for you, but it works for the audience.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
that sucks too when you've got something and then you're working on it and you present, you're like, I can't wait to do this, and then they're like, they don't get it. So I totally get it. Wow. Well, you've had some stuff go viral on the internet. Right. How did that come to be? Did you intend for it to go viral? Did it just kind of happen?
No, that's a good question. Yeah. The first one that I did, one of the very first ones I did was that one where it looks like I'm cut in half and I'm in the park. And I was just playing, I was really just playing around. And I had just moved into a new house. And I remember telling my wife, I go, I'm going to go down to the park with our daughter. She was maybe 12 at the time, 11 or 12. And she brought my iPhone. So what was it, an iPhone 1? I don't know, early on. And she goes, and I said, listen, I'm just going to do this bit. And my wife goes, "Are you sure? Because we just moved into the neighborhood. You really want to go down and jump out
We
from
haven't
behind?"
even met the neighbors yet. Come on, Andy.
She goes, "Are you serious? I don't know if this is a good idea." And I go, "That'll be fine. Don't worry." She goes, "You're going to jump out from behind trees and screaming at little kids at the park? I don't know." And so I did it, and we filmed it, and we got these great reactions. We put it up. And then maybe 3 or 4 months later, it was nothing. Not maybe 400 hits. That's it, like normal.
Right.
And I did a show. My daughter calls me, and she goes, "Dad, did you see we have like 7,000 views in the video?" And I'm like, "Wow." I go, "Normally that would take 2 or 3 years."
Yeah.
No, and I'm having dinner after the show with some people. Then she calls me like 45 minutes later. She goes, "Do you see we have 25,000 views?" I go, "Wow." And then my phone starts beeping because I had comments set up to come to my phone. And until this video, we had 2 comments a year. So now my phone is just going beep, 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 beep. It's just going. I have to turn it off. I have to turn the comments off. That many are coming in. And then in the morning, there was over 1 million views. And I think it was funny too, because I got a call, I'll never forget too, like at 4:00 in the morning, I got a call from, it was Good Morning America. And they said, "Is this Split Man?" Because the video said Split Man. And I felt like, Tony Stark, like Iron Man or something. Like,
right.
No, I didn't know anything was even happening. I'm like, "What? Who? Split Man?" I go, "Yeah, I guess." I thought it was like a dream. And they said, "Do we have your permission to play the video?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I hung up, went back to bed. And then the next message I had on my phone was from my dad, who lived in St. Louis. And he was like, you gotta call me right away. I'm brushing my teeth, listening to Good Morning America, and I hear Andy Gross has a viral video. And I ran out. He goes, "I almost dropped, almost fell over." Nobody knew.
Wow.
I didn't know. And then it just kind of took off from there, really, and just kept making more. Then I did another one where I pulled the girl's head off, and it did well too. And so, what was neat about the videos in the internet is the popularity that you get everywhere. After those videos went viral, it wasn't like I performed just in Wisconsin and Michigan anymore. I went to Paris, Barcelona, Dubai, London from that video. I got
from that video alone. Wow.
Those 2 or 3 videos, all of a sudden I started getting calls to go do these. I got a call from a prince. Not, I don't know if it was him exactly on the phone, but it was his people. And they said, "We want you to come to Dubai, and we want you to come on his yacht and walk around, cut in half and stuff." And I said, "Listen, if I could do that, I would do." You can't do that.
Serve drinks on your other half.
I mean, I said, if you can give me an area that I could just be in one area, maybe I could do it. But I can't just walk around, Yeah, serve the drinks in my top half,
Yeah.
So, no, that didn't work out. But I did perform corporate shows, a couple pharmaceutical companies back there, and they didn't care. I found out these corporate companies, when they want you, they kind of want you. If they see something, go, "This is cool, we want them."
Sure.
So I was on the same show. It was great. Miley Cyrus was at the same venue, and she was one of the performers. So can you imagine hearing her performing at a show like this? And she came out of a club in Paris, a real popular club in Paris.
Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was fun.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, what a whirlwind. Was this all within like a matter of a few weeks? This is all happening?
No, I'd say within 6 months to a year.
Okay.
Things started happening pretty quick.
Sure.
In 6 months to a year, all of a sudden, people started calling and stuff. And then I had a couple agents throughout the country, like corporate guys, and they called me up and go, "We're going to raise your fee." And I go, and they told me what they're going to ask, and I go, "You guys are crazy." And they go, "Just trust us." I said, "All right." And I didn't think I'd ever get another show again. And then he called me up and said, "All right, you're going, pack your bags." I'm like, holy cow. So,
That's fantastic.
if they want you and they see that, it really helped.
Right, sure.
The internet is amazing.
It is. It's such a crazy place, because even I've been on TikTok for a few years. Even just posting stuff that you never expect to go viral on, the stuff that does.
No, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did a friend of mine called me up and he said, "Will you do a birthday little message and a little magic trick for a friend of mine?" And I said, "Sure." So I was sitting in a hotel room, and I don't know if you're familiar with any magic stuff, but I had a trick called the princess trick. It's where everyone looks at one card, and then you remove one card, and then their card is gone. But it can happen with everybody at home. And it's a cool trick, but it's an older trick. I mean, it's been around a long, long time. So I had that sitting on the bed. So I did it. And I would occasionally do this trick on the news because it plays really well when you do a trick with everybody at home. You'd say, everybody at home, look close at one of these cards. Remember one, I'm going to remove it. And then you get their card and everyone freaks out. So I did this, and then I go, I'm going to put it on TikTok. I'll just take out the part where I said happy birthday. And I threw it up on TikTok. It's got 4 million views. I mean, yeah, I kind of feel bad because it's such an old trick. But at the same time, I go, I'll take them. I'll take the hits.
Who else is doing it? You know what I mean?
I'll take it, It's just, you don't know. Like you said, you don't know what work.
I started off just doing I just write jokes and stuff and throw them on TikTok. And that's how I figured out these characters that worked for me as a ventriloquist. So
you have a huge following on TikTok too, right?
Yeah. We're getting there. We're, trotting to 1 million, but yeah.
It's huge.
We have fun. Which reminds me, we added this new segment. It's called Jabber with Jackie, and we're going to do it with Andy today. Are you ready?
I guess. I don't know what we're doing, but I'll try.
All right, here we go. Jabber with Jackie.
Oh, that's just gonna be fun. It's Jabber with Jackie.
Okay, so this is Jackie. He's a jackalope. I'm from the strange and mythical land. Right, Wyoming. Right, yes. And Jackie, yes, this is your segment. Where you are going to be able to ask a few questions you want to ask. Great. I've been rehearsing. Right. I know what I'm going to do. Right. What am I going to say? Your question's written down. Oh, right. So what's the first question you want to ask? Okay. I wanted to ask Andy, right, what the most rewarding part of his job is. Oh, that's a great question. I know. I wrote it.
Oh, that's easy. Money.
Money? No. Oh, I don't like that.
No. It's really not. It's really not. And I mean that. It's really not. You know what? I honestly just, when you can go out there and you can do something that doesn't feel like you're working, it really does, and you love it. You do something you love, it doesn't feel like you're working. Like the old saying says, do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. It feels like that.
Yeah, of course. I love it. Yeah. What advice, excuse me, this is my question. Okay, I'm sorry. What advice do you have to someone going into this industry, whether it's magic or ventriloquism or entertainment? Right, yeah. Any type of entertainment. Sure, right, yeah.
You know what?
Andy does it all. Right.
That's an easy one too. I'll tell you what it is. And I kind of said it earlier. I performed as much as I could. I got on stages anywhere and everywhere I could for free. Didn't matter to me. I said, I just want to get up there and get as much stage time as I could. That's the secret. If you can get on stage a lot, and there were some comedy club guys, and I'm thankful to this day to them because they would hire me early on, and they gave me those breaks you needed. You have a whole weekend or 5 days, Thursday through Sunday, 2-3 shows a night. You'd get better that one weekend.
Sure. Did it ever get in your head like you're worried about maybe I'm not as funny as they are or whatever, or did you just kind of stay in your lane? Sometimes I worry about that. What, you're not funny enough? Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Every show I think that. This could be it. This could be the show they think I'm a fraud. They know. No.
Right. Yeah.
Every show. You know what?
That's complex.
It's a good question. I just looked at here's an answer to that one. TikTok. I was watching Elvis Presley was backstage and he said every show I get nervous. I don't know. It's a new crowd every show. I never know what's going to happen. And he was nervous. He was sweating back there.
Really?
So, if the king gets nervous, look.
Elvis?
Yeah, Elvis. He knew. He said it every show. Wow. Every show I'm getting nervous. Johnny Carson said the same thing too. He said every show behind stage, he said he's just sweating, nerves. And once he goes out, he's okay, but he's nervous going on. You never know.
I get nervous whenever you open the case, right? I never know what's going to happen, right? Yeah. Do you ever have any luggage issues? Right, luggage mishaps, right? Or when you're on the road and you're traveling, you don't get your luggage right, or you're missing a puppet, right?
Yeah. We all do. We've all had that one. That's the worst. And there's just nothing you can do, totally out of your control. But what I've learned to do is I can pack in one bag that I will not let leave my side. There's one that I'll carry that fits on the airplane no matter what. And that thing comes on with me. And, if anyone, a few times they've tried to check that one too. And I said, listen, it's got medical supplies in there. I can't, you can't check.
It's life or death. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But I could pretty much do a good hour with that one bag alone, no matter what.
Wow.
But
that's great.
When bags have gotten lost, probably all of us have done this. How many times have we been at Walmart and Party City running around buying stuff, trying to put something together or make something?
Makeshift puppet. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. and it works.
Makes me wonder if that's how like Ron Lucas created his sock routine, because that's a perfect thing to travel with, you know, that whole.
It's right. I mean,
right, yeah.
you could have nothing and just reach down and take your sock off.
Yeah, there you go. I need to buy socks then. Guess so. Yeah. What's the weirdest place? Yes, you've traveled or like show you've done. Right. Yeah.
Weirdest place?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about the weirdest place. I have the weirdest story. It's a little bit long, but it's kind of a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one.
You got time? Sure. Yeah.
We went to a small town to do I think it was a high school show, and go to this really small town. And one of the tricks I was doing, it's kind of an older trick too. It's called the vanishing bandana, and you need a banana for it. It's supposed to vanish a banana. It's kind of a play on words, but you.
Right, the banana bandana. Yeah.
So you needed a banana, and it was really, you know, it's good, wholesome, you know, trick, and it was fun. And so I had that one. I wanted to do it. So I go to the town. I go, I'll go get a banana. So I'm looking around, and the show's about to start, and I go, gosh, there's no place to buy a banana. There's no place. So I ask, and they said, well, it's got to go 45 miles back into town to get a banana. And I go, I don't have 45 minutes. I mean, is there any place to get a banana? And this is where the story begins. The lady said, well, there is an ice cream stand about a mile down the road. They sell banana splits, but the guy's a little strange, but you can try them. And I go, perfect. What do you mean he's strange? I'll go. So I drive down to the ice cream stand.
Yeah.
And I get there, and it's one of these old time, like 1950s ice cream stand. And it has an old police car in front from probably the 50s, beautifully restored police car in front, like the sheriff car. And so I walk up to the window, and I said to the girl, I said, I'd like to buy a banana split and just put the banana on the side. She goes, we can't do that. I go, why not? She's not, the bananas come in the banana split. I go, well, if you can just put it on the side, just don't cut it, just put the banana on the side.
Yeah.
I can't do that. And I said, well, I don't understand why I'm buying the banana split. I said, I'll tell you what, you know, is there a manager or someone I can talk to? The owner is right over there. And she was kind of scared. And I said, okay. And I go over, this guy sitting out there, this old guy. I mean, really old, big old guy. And maybe I was in Texas, small town in Texas. I don't know. But I said to him, excuse me, sir. I told him why I'm there. Very small town, obviously. I said, I'm there performing for your local high school. I'm a magician. I need a banana. I'd like to buy a banana split, but not cut the banana. And he goes, and honestly, God, this is what he does. He looks up and he goes, I can't do that. I go, why not? This is a true story. And I'm not even I'm not exaggerating at all. I'm probably under exaggerating at it. He goes,
sounds like a cowboy. Yeah.
Listen, it was like
big enough for the both of us.
Yeah. And I go, listen, well, I just need the banana on the side. I go, I'll tell you what. And I whip out my wallet. I go, I will give you $20 for a banana. $20 for a banana. I can't do that. I go, why not? We don't sell bananas. I go, but you sell banana splits. He goes, if I sell you a banana, I got to sell everybody a banana. And I go, but there's nobody here. It's just me. I want a banana. I don't know why I keep going.
Yeah.
I want a banana. So make a long story short, I kind of went off on the guy. I snapped. Occasionally I'll do this, when I know I'm really right. So I did. And then I drove away. No banana. I called the lady that hired me. I said, listen. She goes, well, I'll call around some friends and see if they got any bananas. And she showed up like one little brown banana she found that some lady had.
Oh.
She had probably just not done the bit, actually. But at this point, it was more of
you were committed. Yeah, that's like the definition of committed to the bit. Yeah, really.
So I remember when I left there, I thought to myself, after the show, it was a great show. I went back. And instead of going to the hotel that they put me up at, I go, you know what? I started flashing back. I'm screaming and yelling at this guy because he wouldn't sell me a banana. There was a beautiful old police car restored in front. I'm in the small town, and I'm thinking, what if this guy is like the sheriff of the town, and the good old boys are going to come get me? He knows where I'm at. He knows where I'm staying, the hotel. I drove 2 hours back to the airport, slept in the airport, and flew out the next morning because I thought for sure this guy was going to come, take me and beat me up or something. So,
oh, man.
All because of the answer, it's a true story.
Wow, that's crazy. So you never got. So you got a banana. And you were able to.
Got it, but it was like a brown little banana.
Oh wow!
Like a Puerto Rican banana too, like one of the small ones. I'm like, where did they get this?
Wow.
The bit probably didn't even work. I remember. But I like stories like that. Those are the ones that stand out in my mind more.
Yeah. Did the bit still go over all right?
I think it probably did. Yeah. You know, it probably did. You know, but I have fun doing stuff like that. I mean, I still am one of these guys that will mess with people. I still do the little voice throwing, you know, on airplanes and stuff from time to time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll do it. I did it not too long ago after a corporate show, and I started doing, I'm doing that, and then some lady spots me from the show, so she busts me right away, so she knows. But a lot of times, you know, I'll get people and drive them crazy. It's kind of fun stuff.
On the airplanes. That's hilarious. I've never done that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
well,
great.
you should do it. You should do it. Well, I don't know about it anymore. These are many years ago. I did. I used to do it more.
That's perfect for TikTok, though. That'd go viral.
Yes, it would. Yeah, it would. It would. I had one time. This is many years ago. I was doing that, and the guy rang the call button. So the stewardess comes over and he goes, "Excuse me, I'm hearing some voices. I'm hearing somebody screaming, like, let me out." And so he walked away. She walked away, and I did it again. He rings the call button. She comes running back because I'm hearing this voice, like, let me out, let me out.
Yeah.
And then so I don't do it, of course. And then every time she walked away, I would do it. And finally, when she came back, I did it. And she kind of goes, "Oh yeah, I'm hearing that too. I'm gonna go get the captain. Just stay calm." And I'm thinking, she's gonna get the captain. Who's gonna fly the plane? And then the funniest part was there was a guy next to me, big old guy, and he goes, he was like John Candy reminding me of. He's like,
"Oh, really? Okay."
The baggage handler. It happens all the time. He got stuck down below. He's going to be fine. And this guy was certain that somebody was stuck down below. And I go, But I didn't do it anymore after that. You can't do it nowadays on the plane. You'd be in trouble now. But this was before all the craziness.
But it's a lot easier to do it and not get caught if you're wearing a mask. Right. Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah, I'm sure it would. Yeah. And then anyone can do it, right? Yeah. That's hilarious that they thought it was a baggage handler.
Yeah.
Wow.
He said he was
serious? Or was he going along?
He really thought someone was down there. I go, I don't know if they could make it down there the whole time. Maybe. I don't know.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, that's fantastic. Thanks for being part of the segment, Jackie. You're welcome. This was Jabber with Jackie. So who have been some of your idols that you've looked up to, or maybe people that inspired you to get into magic or ventriloquism or comedy?
Well, Dick Weston was the first guy I called. So that was cool. And Clinton Detweiler was really nice, you know, corresponding back and forth when I did the course.
Sure.
And the one I watched the most, it was the only one on TV, was Jay Johnson for my time. I used to love to watch Jay Johnson on television. He was fantastic. And then oddly enough, my daughter did a show with him. My daughter's an actress, she was an actress. This is kind of interesting. She did CSI. I think it was CSI. She was on an episode of CSI where my real daughter, played the daughter of a ventriloquist, and Jay was her dad on the show. So
that's great.
What about me?
Was that a coincidence, or did she like use that auditioning? She's like, no, my dad's an actual ventriloquist.
She probably, I don't know. She's kind of a weird child. Who knows? She might not have said anything. She might not have said, I don't want any part of my dad.
Right.
No, I don't know if she did say, but it was interesting. I remember going there, but he was so sweet. And then we ran into him with my daughter, Morgan, at a play out here years after that. He was like, because she had grown up by then, you know, so fast. Sometimes she was 7. She might have been 14 by then. He was like, oh my God, Morgan. So, yeah. But he was sweet as could be to her. And that was pretty neat because to me, as a kid, he was like bigger than life. I mean, I just sit around and watch him to do those, you know, few lines on soap every week. I just couldn't wait for him to come on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it. I remember seeing I love magic. I don't do magic, but I love magic and I love ventriloquism, and seeing them perform live. It's like they're both magic. Seeing it, you know, it's just fascinating.
Well, I was sitting there when you were doing it just a minute ago. I was like, I was, you know, trying to hear everything, and I was looking at the puppet, like trying to hear him better. You know, I was like, I got lost in it right there too myself. I mean, you do.
Oh, good. Well, that's great. That means I'm doing something right.
Yeah. Oh no, it's great.
It's great. Wow.
Great.
That's fantastic. We've got another guy. We've got another quick segment to go. It's called Bill's Bones to Pick. So this is Bill. Bill, come here. No, come on. I dug him up during COVID. Hi. All right. He's a zombie. I'm part of the living dead community. Yeah. This is his Maggie. Right. Yeah. She lives in my head. Right. 3, rent free. Yeah. And Bill, you have your own segment now. We had Jabber with Jackie, which is Jackie's segment. Sure. And this is your segment called Bill's Bones to Pick. Right? We're introducing it to the audience for the first time. Sure. And this is where you get to interview Andy, our guest today, on something in the industry that they maybe want to have a pet peeve about, or something that maybe people talk about. So go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Sir, just say that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What is something in the industry that maybe you have a pet peeve about, or something like people say, oh, well, ventriloquism is this, or magic is that, or, what other that is kind of not true, or you have an issue with it?
Okay.
You're good?
You're fine.
Okay.
Good one. You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. And it's such great time right now that I used to hear all the time, ventriloquism and magic. Nah, it doesn't sell. Ventriloquism is dead. It's old. It doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, this is years ago. So now it's so great to be able to come back at these people and say, oh, really? Well, I wonder why 3 or 4 ventriloquists have won America's Got Talent. Over 10 or 11 years.
Right.
3 or 4 of them. Right? 4 have won?
Like 3 are probably, I think it's at least 3.
Darcy?
Fader, Darcy, Zerden. I don't know if there's a 4th.
Maybe there was 3. Okay, 3. We'll say 4.
But I'm sure there's been others.
And then I know a magician won, Shim Lim won, or came, right? I mean, it's always been a magician or ventriloquist, like almost runner-up or winning out of many years. So, and look at Penn and Teller's show, how popular it is. And look at Jeff Donovan, look at Darcy, and look at these people. So right now, you can come back at these bookers so hard to say, how could you, even say that? How could you even think that nowadays? This is what people want to see. Ventriloquism and magic is more popular than ever, than anything.
It's interesting though, because you don't see that in any other art form where it's like you're leaving people in awe, like a good ventriloquist, like what you do, like watching a good ventriloquist or a good magician, like having that ability. And yeah, if they're funny or whatever, everything else is like additive and it adds more to the experience. Sure. But like seeing a ventriloquist do their thing, or a magician, it's just they know what they're doing.
So, and I think more people than we think so. Like I'm saying, look how many people like it. So I used to hate when bookers would tell me, well, we had a magician that didn't sell well. I'm thinking, can't be true. Nowadays, it's not true.
Yeah.
It isn't. I used to always say before I even had videos that, some people would maybe know the videos, I used to say magic itself is famous. So I would say when you say magicians coming to town, a lot of people will bring the kids out just to see the magic show. It's like the circus coming to town. You don't say, hey, who's the ringmaster? You say the circus is coming to town. Let's go see the circus, right? So magic shows come to town. Let's go take the kids. Yeah. So, you get a certain amount of people just from that alone.
It is fascinating though, because you have, like whenever I tell someone I'm a ventriloquist, they'll either bring up Darcy, which I'm friends with Darcy, and I've seen her do her thing, and she's fantastic. But then the people that don't know about her, they'll go, oh, well, that's good for you, because ventriloquism is kind of unpopular. People don't do it anymore.
Do they still say it?
Yeah, they still say it, and it shocks me, because I've had kids my age, I'm 20, say it, and I've had adults say it to me.
Really?
Right. Yeah. So it's like they might not be in your loop, but it's like, there's a lot of comedians out there that you don't,
with Terry Fader and Jeff and Darcy, and those are, Jeff is one of the biggest touring comics out there, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know how they could possibly say that anymore. In the old days, they would say it and they would drill you with it. I used to hate it because I couldn't say much. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I guess, Yeah, who's the last ventriloquist? I said, well, Edgar Bergen in 1930. But now you can say, hey, look at this.
It is interesting though, seeing how I've seen comedy clubs that are more open to it just because of Jeff and Terry and some other people, and also the different styles, like how you see like comedian stand-ups nowadays everyone has their own kind of style, especially in ventriloquism. I think vaudeville ventriloquism was typically kind of not canned, but where you knew what to expect. And I think nowadays ventriloquism, there's a lot more different characters and different ways that performers are approaching it, which I think is refreshing.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
I'm sure I've seen stuff with you. You're hilarious. Where you've got your what is he? Is he like an IT guy, or I think his name
is service guy? I do like to use. You know what? And another thing that's kind of a pet peeve of mine is, as long as we're going there, I worry because so many people start talking, and it's so hard right now with the whole political correctness and everything. You offends everybody, and comedy has gotten kind of tricky. Here you are, you bring out any puppet, and it could offend someone in some way. It's weird. It's So I don't know. You got to be careful no matter what you do or say nowadays.
Yeah.
Which is tricky sometimes. That's why I'm
Anything
doing tricks with bananas.
No.
I just do a trick with banana and don't offend anyone.
Yeah, you need
Except
to
for
replace
the
me
other
with
two
banana.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not worried about cancel culture. Why?
No,
I'm already
you won't.
dead.
No, you won't
Okay.
be. No.
I guess you can't worry about it when you're already dead.
No. Got other things to worry about, like falling apart. Sure. Right.
Well, this is great. Thanks for coming out and being part of your segment.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have to go back to your coffin now.
It's a dressing room.
All right. All right. Well, Andy, this has been fantastic. Where can people find out more about you? Where can they follow you? Where can they keep up to date on, like, if you're going to be in your area? Where do they check you out?
Yeah, they can check the website or Facebook, if anyone looks anymore at Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok now. I've been doing a lot on TikTok.
Yes, fantastic.
And all of them they're all Andy Gross Live. So everything's Andy Gross Live. So TikTok, Andy Gross Live, Twitter, Andy Gross Live, Facebook, Andy Gross Live, and Instagram, Andy Gross Live.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
we talked a little bit earlier about this, but to someone that's going into this art, what is the one piece of advice, maybe something that you wish you had known going into it, or something that maybe has held you back that you had to overcome?
You know what? I think it's a good one too. I think that waiting around to get booked is not the best idea. I mean, there's so many, especially now, there are so many other ways and venues and avenues that you can take to do it yourself. You can do this yourself. Like I've said, with the internet and everything, you got to get out there and promote yourself. You got to push yourself really hard. And I think sometimes people forget that it's show business, and the business is the most important part of it. Really is. And that's 90% of what time that I do is doing the business part of it. Really is. The show is almost easy now. And I think people, they sit around, they send their stuff out to an agent, and maybe they just wait and say, I'm not getting any shows. I'm not getting any shows. They might handle 100 other people though, too. So you've got to really push and get these shows yourself. I mean, I would be like, especially in the beginning, I was at every open mic, everything I could get to. I really was. And then you're networking and meeting everyone. But if you sit back and just kind of wait for the phone to ring,
right.
And use the internet. I mean, look at that. You can do it because, like I said, a couple of videos can change everything.
Yeah.
Really
how do you break that down? Like your daily, I mean, does it vary, or is it like, okay, from this hour to this hour, it's like the networking or the, booking and leads and all that type of stuff?
I don't really have a set time or anything like that, but I'm pretty disciplined that most mornings I get up and I'll start doing my emails and sending out stuff and calling people and making the rounds and booking. Most of the shows, many of the shows, I book myself, many of them. Probably
Sure.
I get 70 or 80% of them. Yeah. So you kind of have to do that, and I'll spend, it's like work for me. It's funny because I have a warehouse where I keep a lot of the magic and stuff like that, and some of the puppets and then I have work over there sometimes too. But during the whole pandemic, I was home a lot. So I'd be like in the garage or something, working on something. And my wife would be, come on, let's go. I go, hey, I'm working. I'm here, I am playing with a puppet or something, or building a little magic trick, and it doesn't seem like work, but it's our work. It's what we do. So,
is that the wife I've seen in your TikToks?
Yeah, I've done some to her.
Yeah.
I feel bad for her. Well, during this COVID pandemic, you couldn't do them anywhere else. So I said, I'm going to start doing them to you. She's like, oh no. So she got me back.
They're hilarious though. They're so great.
Yeah, she got me a few times. So.
Oh yeah, she got you.
It's a great sport. Great sport.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What was it like finding? I mean, is she a fan of everything you're doing, or is it more like you guys click because your personality and it's like your job? I mean, how does that?
She loves it. She loves.
Oh yeah.
She is. What else she likes too is collecting as much as I do. Like when recently she's been traveling to some of the shows with me as much as she can, and she'll come to the shows, and we spend a great deal of time looking at antique shops, and she's more into it.
I love antiques.
I am. Oh, I love them. Love them. So we'll go to all the antique shops, and we'll be shopping, looking for stuff. And she had, over the years, she actually had a pretty good marionette collection that she got into. So she's got a lot of those too that we have out or stored somewhere. I got a lot of stuff stored.
That's fantastic. What's next on your for shows and stuff? Where are you going next?
I'm heading to Kansas City tomorrow. So I've got
Cool.
3 shows in Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas, and then I'll be back. It's kind of nice what I've been doing now that, thank God, this COVID is, well, it's flaring up a little bit right now, I guess, and it's kind of scaring people. I will say that I did hear that some of the ticket people are, the last show I did, let's just say I went there and the guy said, listen, you would have probably had 100 more people here if not due to COVID. Just people that didn't even know about you, just people that would show up to the door and say, hey, what's going on tonight? He said, normally you would have had an extra 100 people here, which is nice. But it's nice. At least they're booking. People are coming out. They're wearing their masks. They're being safe. They're having a great time. But about 3 months ago or 4 months ago, when it first opened up really good for me, audiences were filling them up. And now it's about half full because people are still scared. They're scared again. Which, until I guess they figure it out, it's got to be careful. But everybody comes out and they wear masks and they do their social distance. And for a while, it was interesting when I first came back. I wasn't sure if people, because I use volunteers, so I wasn't sure if people would come on stage or what. And I had these long grabbers, so I'd give a grabber to someone in the audience and they'd pick a card 6 feet away and they hold it up.
Grabber thing.
I went to Harbor Freight Tools or whatever and bought some of those. So,
that's
but it worked. But it seems like, people are coming up on stage. They don't have any problems, especially people that are vaccinated, I guess, and they're coming up. They don't really care.
Yeah. I did 3 weeks at Silver Dollar City in Branson. And I had, it was good. I had volunteers and people come up on stage and we didn't have anyone that was hesitant. It was an outdoor show, but it went over pretty well. So, it seemed like people are ready to get back into entertainment, and there's going to be, it makes you wonder if there's going to be a greater appreciation from it. Once something's taken from you don't realize how much you need.
Like it. It seems like when they first started coming back,
performers though, but for the audiences,
Yeah, I mean they were great, amazing when they first started coming back. I'd say my name and they'd laugh, no matter what. They were just ready to laugh. I'd say, yeah. So. I'm excited. I'm having fun again, though. I can tell you that. Comedy clubs are open. I'm doing a couple comedy clubs coming up, and I love the comedy clubs because you have a little more freedom to kind of do what you want and go off script a little bit. Yeah. But these theaters that I've been doing, they're amazing too. I mean, because sometimes they're small, the mid-sized towns. I go in there, audiences come out because they don't get really big shows ever coming in, and they have a great time. Families, they fill these places up. They're beautiful theaters.
So is that when you do, do you have more stage illusions there, and then in clubs you play?
Yeah, there are times, it depends how I'm routed. The big illusions you really have, I have a trailer that I will pull some of them, when I have a big, for a while there when I was really touring before COVID, I was just on the road and I'd pull the trailer and had, someone with me and we'd set up the illusions. It was a lot of fun, but if I'm not, unless you're pulling a trailer, you can't really fly them in and out. They're too big. So unless you're really routed like that. So now it's more the mid-sized stuff and whatever I can get into the airplane, which should be amazing. It is kind of neat. I was telling you earlier about the one bag I have. It's sometimes I show up to these big theaters and people are kind of like, they expect a big load in. Like they think I'm coming with all this stuff and there's 4 guys waiting with these dollies and stuff. And I go, no, it's just this bag right here. And they're like, that's it? I go, that's it. But it does expand. It's like all of a sudden it's big. Pack small, play big.
Sure. And it's how you play it up as a performer that makes it too.
Yeah. That's
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, Andy Gross Live is all your socials. People can follow you there. And that's your website as well, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Andy, thank you so much for being part of Landon Live, Season 2, Episode 1 of Season 2, for sharing your story, and we look forward to seeing more from you on social media.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Take care, you guys, and tune in next time.